Welcome back, everybody. This is Rodrigo, founder with ASheville Real Estate News. Really excited to be back in filming again. Depends, where you are on the episodes and what you've listened to recently. Just got back from the wedding honeymoon and took about 2 weeks off, and really excited to just get back into the filming routine and the recording routine and just kind of start bringing a lot more content to y'all. On that note, two things before we get into today's guest. First off, Jacob Buchanan. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Maybe I'm not. It might be Buchman or Buckman. You won the giveaway for August, which is the $100 gift card to Limones. So definitely reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or shoot us an email, ashevillerealestatenews@gmail.com. However you want to reach out to us, do so we know where to send that. So congratulations and thank you for participating. And then the second thing that we're going to be talking about is just a quick update for everybody. We are moving our location for ASheville Real Estate News and Meetup. That's the meetup we do once a month. And we're actually changing. It's going to be the first Wednesday of every month. And we're going to be doing that at Archetype Brewing. So just keep an eye out for that. Obviously, we'll keep all this information in our monthly newsletter that's going to be going out in a little bit. A couple weeks here, and so if you miss something or if you need to refer back to it, that's where you can find that information. But without further ado, today we're going to talk about how to take steps and intentional incremental steps that are going to align with your idea of building your real estate portfolio or your real estate business. And so we're going to kind of chat about that a little bit and also dive into an opportunity that's coming here to town here in Asheville. That's going to be really geared and focused on that. We're only talking about it just because guidance is a really important part of the growth, and we wanted to just create that opportunity to make sure everybody was aware that this is coming to town. So without further ado, I'm joined today by Bob Swanson. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, Rodrigo.
How you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm rolling along.
Rolling around, yeah. Well, as you heard in the introduction, we're talking about taking those steps forward, and for anybody who's on the journey of building a real estate portfolio or having real estate be integral part of their business income, whatnot. As you know, been doing this for a while, right? It's a series of good decisions that can go a long ripple effect, right?
It is, and there's one thing that I'd like to say to start this out.
Yeah.
There's a really good reason for taking the time to learn the steps of how to actually build a real estate portfolio.
Okay.
To me, that comes down to lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
My first business, I was in a retail bakery.
Okay.
80 hours a week. No holidays off, no Saturdays and Sundays off.
No sleeping in either, right? Not if it's a bakery.
Nope, 3 o'clock in the morning. I loved that work.
Right.
But when I left, I found out that I could make a living, a good living doing other things, and work the lifestyle to support the lifestyle that I like,
right,
which is working 3 or 4 days a week and taking a minimum of 15 weeks a year off. So in the 25 years I've been in real estate, I've never gone over that amount.
Well, that sounds like a winning formula. So let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah, so you're not going to be the one teaching the class, but why don't you give us the 30-second recap of what's happening here in Asheville? It's October 11th, right?
Correct.
So give us the 30-second sales pitch, and then we'll get into it a little bit.
Okay. We have a group that is burning the fields all across this country, teaching this particular method in different cities. The people that go through this class are being introduced to ways that they can incrementally build a real estate portfolio in a place that they love, in a way that really benefits their communities. And doing this over time with the right tools makes it very doable.
What's the group's name?
Incremental Development Alliance.
Right. So the Incremental Development Alliance, and it has incremental in its name. So is this kind of fast, get quick, get rich fast type of sales, or what is it that they're teaching? Because I got started into real estate because I was like, sold the idea that in 30 days or less I'd become like a millionaire and be driving, whatnot, that whole picturesque lifestyle. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, 30 days. I'll do anything for 30 days if that's the result. Needless to say, as sustained success in this area of life is a matter of decades, not just years of intentional work.
I get it. I've taken literally hundreds of real estate classes. In fact, I went to Memphis early spring, a year and some months ago. And I went through this training because I was curious. Like, how are these guys different than anybody else? Because they're not really focusing on how you can get rich really quick.
Right.
They're focusing on how you incrementally can get started and learn how the numbers work, learn how to do the math.
So the
to
baby
find out
steps.
if it's a good deal. Yep. Step by step, and then putting the support in place and working with the city that you live in.
Interesting.
To encourage this happening.
Okay. So how do they work with the city?
Well, for instance, here, the CEO of this company was here 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he spent a good bit of his time at City Hall, coaching their people who are in the planning department, talking with zoning about regulations that don't really make sense and how they can be changed and why they should be changed. And they've got the information. They've got the math that shows why certain things like stormwater runoff shouldn't be treated the same on a 2-acre lot as it is on an infill lot.
That's pretty exciting stuff. So you went, and how long did you spend in Memphis?
It was a one-day event.
Okay.
It was a workshop, the same as we're bringing here on October the 11th.
So I show up October 11th. What am I expecting to see?
Come at 8 o'clock in the morning, get yourself checked in, and the program is going to start with a couple of very dynamic people who are active in real estate in their personal lives. And they're going to start this program with good visuals and very practical. How to find the property that you want, how to negotiate on it.
I'm just curious, is their approach more like long-term, like rentals and buy and holds, or are they doing a little bit more of the shorter term fix and flips or wholesaling or whatnot?
The focus is on building a real estate portfolio.
So you're doing rentals.
And we're talking about grassroots. It could be as little as a lemonade stand almost. We're talking about a combination of commercial and selling things and also rentals.
Right.
We're talking about single family rentals, and we're talking about rentals in commercial buildings. So you've got a mixture of things. So generally 1 story to 3 stories.
So not very big buildings in general.
No, this is all things. I'll tell you what the key is here.
What's the key?
Since the 1950s, our cities have really changed. There used to be a lot of infill where you would have 4-plexes, 8-plexes mixed in with really nice single-family residential homes.
Right.
But because of the zoning changes and the way that suburbs have come into play, much of that has gone away. So the cities are really missing walkable space. They're missing a mixture of different buildings in the neighborhoods.
Right.
Buildings that are intelligently built. These weren't built by sophisticated architects. These were built in rectangles and squares.
They're just throwing something up.
But when you look at the things that were built around that era of time, they're really quite beautiful buildings. There's many of them along Merriman Avenue.
Right.
And this is the kind of infrastructure that we're talking about bringing back. Good-looking buildings, but not real fancy. Solid. That will still be here a couple generations from now.
So who's this for then?
This is for a person who's interested in real estate, that make a modest financial commitment, learn some of the basics, and understand that this is something that can get you out of a job. This is something that can build a financial stability in for your family and yourself for the rest of your life.
And what is the timeline that is a realistic timeline for people to be expecting to see gains or ROI on their time and money spent?
A really great question. Because who are you talking about? Are you talking about you?
No, just in general though, right?
Well,
like if you go and you show up and you take, because it's incremental, right? So this isn't like the fast lane to making something happen, right? It sounds like it's more like a methodical long-term approach.
Right. You don't have to expect your first successes to happen years down the road. But if you learn the basics, and there are basics, you can get started right away.
Okay.
Anybody that I've seen that's really been focused on learning real estate, in the first year, they make purchases. If you learn what purchases to make first and know how to do the math on them, those purchases will make money right from the get-go.
And I always think that as long as they make a little bit of money, even if it's not a lot, the confidence builder that can be there, especially for rentals. I mean, and I don't know, maybe around here, maybe I'm a little jaded, but it seems like, a couple, $50, $150 a month in positive cash flow is something to get pretty excited about often.
Well, I think it's crucially important that in your first deal that you don't lose money. Otherwise, you lose your appetite to come back.
Yeah, definitely can happen like that.
So, it's really a loaded question.
Right.
Because you started out, you were really focused, and you got yourself rolling right away. And I, likewise for myself, I burned all my bridges when I started 25 years ago.
Yeah, I almost burned myself, though. My first deal was a total colossal disaster. So it's just part of it, right? I think that's why it's appealing to me, because I always wondered if I started all over again, how would I do it? I haven't always, I've thought about it. I was like, man, I maybe would have stayed with the W-2 and got it bankable and gone straight after the rentals for, 5 years or whatnot. And what that approach would have been like differently than, burning the bridges, burning the boats, ending up,
All I can say is, if you hadn't started even making some mistakes,
it wouldn't have mattered, right? Yeah.
You'd probably be just working in some attorney's office.
Probably. Very cool. Well, we talked a little bit about this, and I was trying to put you on the spot and give our listeners something. So if somebody who's tuning in and watching this or listening to this, they want to go, and it sounds interesting, where do they go to get more information? And we're going to put some stuff on our website as well, but what's the best way to check it out?
They can go to the CREA website. It's on there. Or they can go directly.
Yeah, what's the direct?
To Incremental Development Alliance. And if you do a Google search for that, you'll come up with some really good information on their website. Their full presentation. You can see some of the different cities that they're working with, the different kinds of houses that people are doing. So I would recommend checking out their website, coming on your website, because we'll put a couple of interesting offers up there for people.
Sweet. So if I'm interested in signing up, then I check out Incremental Development Alliance. I like what I see. I like what I read. How do I sign up?
Well, we've got a special thing running. There's 3 prices on this.
Okay.
It's $189. The workshop starts at 8 in the morning, finishes up about 5:30 at night.
Okay.
It's $189 pre-registration. It's what did I say before? $219 for pre-registration.
Not
it's
early,
$189 for early registration, and then if it's day of,
you said it's $249, I think.
$249, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth and say that if we post it on your website and we make the offer here, that we'll honor that. Well, we were talking early registration.
The early registration,
right?
For how long?
Until.
This is October 11th, so I know kind of a little bit. It's going to be tight by whenever we release this.
Well, you tell me what we need to do to make it worthwhile, reasonable.
No, to create some excitement. Quickly. Yeah, because we want people to go. So let's jump off camera. Nolan, what's the October 11th is what? 2 weekends, 2 weeks. It's a Thursday. That'll be just over a week.
Sound reasonable? That's a good one. Let's put it out there.
All right, so there you go, guys. We've decided October 5th. If you sign up by October 5th, there'll be at some point during the sign-up process, they'll just type in AREN, and then you'll get the pre-registration honored, even if it's after whenever pre-registration technically closes. If you have any issues with that, reach out to us. We'll figure it out. We'll jump through those hoops with you.
You sign up at that price, we'll make it work for you.
No doubt. Very cool. Well, Bob, quick question for you. What are the two biggest things somebody should expect to take away if they go? Like the two gold nuggets that they can expect.
I think they would come away with a strong feeling that I can do this.
Okay.
And I can do it where I want to live, in a place that I like, and I can add value and build incrementally real estate that will help me and my family.
Okay. So that's one. What's number two?
Number two, start looking for the best locations right now. In fact, start looking for properties that really need some help. I've seen some of them around different areas.
They always exist.
They always exist.
Very cool. Well, there you guys have it. There's some action steps, a couple of things to get started with if you're interested to get started on the journey of real estate. And I had, total random question here, but how long have you been doing it? I know we were at Korea last night. I think you said 25 years. Is that right?
I'm actually like 89, so I'm 27 years, I think.
27 years in. What is when you look back on the 27 years, is there something that really resonates with you when you look back and you're like, wow, I'm really glad I took that first step to get into it?
Yeah, there's a lot of those moments.
Okay.
And I want to tell you that it's not always good stuff. Sometimes it's the really difficult stuff that teaches you a lesson, because every now and then I get dumb and do stuff that's really dumb even though I know better. And those things are really painful.
Yes. So
I've stepped back from real estate for a few years now. I mean, I feel like I've been semi-retired for at least the last 15 years. And I like to do extensive traveling. Not expensive traveling, but I just like to get away. So my focus has been on taking a lot of time off, not making a lot of money.
Right.
And now I'm working on a new real estate project that perhaps we can talk about in another interview that really benefits the community. And, for the season of life that I'm in, this one really fits.
Okay. There's good alignment.
There's good alignment, really good alignment. And I think doing things that you're really passionate about, I mean, I'm kissing 70 right now. And to be passionate about the things that I'm doing and embarking on new things is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, Bob, thanks so much for sharing with us, taking the time to be here today, and see you on October 11th.
All right. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah.
I appreciate coming.
Absolutely. All right, there you guys have it. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode. We talked about a lot of different dates, numbers, links, websites, etc. We're going to have all that in the show notes and on our website. So if you have any questions about that after you listen to the episode, just check out the text. Hopefully we'll give all the clarity you need there. And if not, for some reason, there's a question about this or how to sign up we didn't answer, just reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook, or just shoot us an email, AshevilleRealEstateNews@gmail.com. All right, y'all. See you guys in October at the meetup or on October 11th at the Incremental Development Alliance workshop. Take care.